to get into the chat. I'm gonna fix myself here. Get the iPad all going. Yeah, if most of you guys know or don't know, I work at a fire academy as my main job. And so I've been filling bottles for the last like 4 hours. And we're just finally going on lunch right now. So I was like, oh, I got a few things I gotta take care of before I can go live. As far as making an alternate timeline. Let's see. It's gonna. Ow, 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 my beard's hot. Oh, my heated jacket from Solfang is coming in so nice today. Let's see. I'm gonna put. I don't like wearing turnout pants with suspenders. I do and I don't. They're nice when you're doing like firefighting stuff, but when you have to be out and about, if you're wearing a whole bunch of other jackets, they're kind of a pain in the butt. But I like to layer them, and by layering, I mean put the suspenders on the very bottom. They're just a lot more comfortable that way. That back. Give this a second or so for everyone to get in the chat here. Oh, and it also is, it's 3 p.m. Clint usually does like an afternoon hangout. Oh, oopsie daisy. Dork alert. Clint does an afternoon hangout around like 2:30 his time, so maybe he's not going live this afternoon or something. Hopefully he's okay. You know, when your friends have like a live schedule, and then they don't go live, it's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Did something happen? But I'm sure Clint's okay. He's just probably helping his friend out or something. He's a good person. You should check out Clint's channel. Highly recommend it. Join the Knights of the Holy Rose Sanctum. Okay. Hey, thank you, CM. I really appreciate that. Been growing it hard. I don't speak. Hey, Zoltra. Mothman. I don't. What language is that? How long have I been growing it? I haven't been clean shaven since 2019. But I used to get like an inch or so trimmed off every time I would get a haircut. But now I've just been growing it long, so. Hey, Zoltra. Welcome to the stream. We've been creating alternate timelines. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now we're back in Warmtown. Warmtown, population 1. See how we've been creating alternate timelines just for something different? Oh, Swedish. Nice. Oh, I appreciate the beard compliment. Hey, back to ya. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. Like I was saying, we create alternate timelines here just for something different, and it's kind of fun to see where the chat takes us. And I like once we get going, you know, I like to get your guys' input on where the timeline should take us. It's absolutely, dumping right here. It's raining so hard today, and I put my GoPro out to film a time lapse of the rain, and then it died, and I don't think it caught it caught it. Because it just started hailing too. Like, that's crazy for our area. Hey, Marty. Do you get your donations from Afghanis with AIDS? That's an office quote if you guys are wondering. I will be donating my winnings to the Afghanis with AIDS. And then Dwight's like, that's actually a front for the Taliban. The Taliban from Afghanistan. Oh, Dwight Schrute. He's probably one of my favorite characters on The Office. Dwight, Angela. Jim was cool. Hey, Linda, how's it going today? Linda on the label. Kazakhstan. Good to see you. What am I going to film? Are you meaning because of my GoPro? I just film a daily vlog every single day. And a video. I'm doing good over here, thank you. Every single day I upload a video at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Because that's the time zone I'm in, obviously. Okay, now that we got the GoPro all dried off and the time-lapse battery. Oh, golly, I just slipped on my... Just slipped. Guess how old you are? Let's just skip that question. But you should be at least over 18 to be watching my stream. Yes. I actually have both. Yeah, I don't set my stream for kids. So that way we don't have to worry about COPA and all that stuff. I do have both. I have a car and a motorcycle and a Jeep. Am I a mechanic? Yeah, at least I work on my own stuff. But right now I currently work at a fire academy. And I'm an SCBA technician, so that's my 9 to 5. Yeah, anyone can subscribe. I used to work at a strawberry farm as a mechanic. Oops, that's an image. I used to work as a strawberry mechanic, strawberry farm, on a strawberry farm, and that was a super cool job. I really, really liked that. Timeline where the dirt was never invented. Listen, right now I'm just an SCBA technician, or I've still been an SCBA technician for a fire academy. So like, you guys know the air packs and masks. Like, this is a mask. Like all the stuff that firefighters wear into fires in order to breathe. That's my job. Let me just grab my glasses. If you guys really want to see what I did, you should have tuned in a little bit ago to the live stream. I went live at 9 a.m. my time. And I just go live when I film bottles. My beard got caught in my zippers. So you guys ready to get into this alternate timeline? This is a world without internet. I was like, ooh, that's a good one. If the internet was never invented, like, how would the world be? Where would it go? How would it all happen? It's 1:10 p.m. here. 1:10. Mothman, where are you watching from? Hey Connor, good to see you. Ah, my beard got pulled. You watching from your phone? But I mean, like, where in the world are you watching from where it's 9:10 p.m. is my question. We'll just chat it up here for one more minute, and then we'll dive into this alternate timeline. Are you you're the one who was... Oh, that was Kohler. No, Kohler's from Kazakhstan. Oh, you're from... I'm assuming you're from Sweden. Nice, dude. A lot of my favorite bands come from Sweden. You know, like him. A lot of like Nordic artists come from there too, right? Love that kind of music. Okay, well, let's dive into this. This is alternate timeline, a world without the internet. Even you guys wouldn't even be able to see the stream, right? If we didn't have internet. So we start with the early digital age from the 1940s to the 1970s. Without AR, what's AR Planet. And subsequent developments leading to the internet, computers remain largely isolated machines used for number crunching, business logistics, and military operations. Of course, right? Like we'd still have the military. Universities and research institutions continue to rely on direct machine to machine connections and primitive data storage methods like punch cards and magnetic tapes. The concept of a global network is never conceived, meaning communications between computers remains local and exclusive to large organizations. Media and communications between the 1980s and 2000s. And as always, guys, if you want to add your thoughts and feelings, like where this timeline should go next, like please add it into the chat. See you, Mothman. Thanks for stopping by. Television, radio, newspaper, and printed media remain the dominant sources of information and entertainment. The rise of cable television fills the void where online streaming might have been, leading to an even more monopolized entertainment industry. Communication technology advances through fax machines, landline phones, and pagers, with mobile phones eventually evolving into sophisticated devices, but with no access to any online networks. The postal system remains crucial for communication, and mail order catalogs continue thriving as primary shopping channels. The news industry remains largely print-based, with television playing a dominant role in real-life time reporting. Business and economy from the 1990s to the 2010s. Without e-commerce, physical retail remains king, and shopping malls continue thriving instead of declining. Banks and financial institutions rely heavily on paper-based transactions, physical ledgers, and face-to-face banking, slowing global finance but increasing job opportunities in administration. Businesses rely on fax, phone, and physical mail for communication, making everything slower and more bureaucratic. The lack of remote work and automation creates a stronger emphasis on in-person employment, keeping office spaces and business travel in high demand. Stock market transactions remain manual, requiring phone calls or in-person exchanges to execute trades. Social and cultural impact, 2000s to 2020s. The entertainment industry dominates public attention, with television networks, movie theaters, and print publishers controlling all mainstream narratives. The lack of social media prevents influencer culture and rapid information spread, meaning political movements and activism remain slower and more dependent on traditional media. Hey Wolf, welcome in. People read more books, newspapers, and physical magazines, leading to a more literate but less instantaneously informed population. Education remains classroom-based, with students relying on textbooks and libraries instead of online research. You know, it's interesting, like, when I went to school, I remember the first few days of school, you know, you'd be going to the book room, right? And you get all your textbooks for the day, for the year. And you had to lug those things around. Now kids are just getting tablets. Today, Wolf, we're talking about a world without internet. Am I in a shelter? No, I work in I have a shipping container. And that's like my office here at the Fire Academy. It's where we store all of the SCBA stuff. But it feels like a shelter. Right? Like coming to you guys live from the underground in my bunker. And it's funny because last night, we're in the middle of a huge storm actually. And last night we actually got a tornado warning, which is weird for my area. Like we don't really get those. No, it's just lunchtime right now actually. It's only 1:15, so we have between 1 and 2 p.m. is our lunchtime. So I was like, oh, perfect time to go live. But I didn't want to schedule it in case they needed bottles and stuff, right? So I'd have to work through lunch. So lastly, in the social and cultural impact, travel agencies remain a necessity for booking flights and vacations since self-service digital platforms never exist. Technological development and innovation. The lack of an interconnected world slows down the globalization of ideas and technology. Artificial intelligence, automation, and digital payments remain primitive due to the lack of cloud computing and online infrastructure. The gaming industry remains limited to offline consoles, and multiplayer gaming thrives only in local arcades or LAN connections. Do you guys remember LAN parties? Those are so fun. The medical field develops slower diagnostic tools and research capabilities, as doctors and scientists lack the ability to share findings instantly across the globe. Geopolitical landscape. Governments maintain tighter control over information as news and ideas take longer to spread. Ooh, that's kind of scary. Mass surveillance exists but is more physical, with spy agencies relying on human intelligence rather than digital data tracking. The absence of the internet prevents cyber warfare, but espionage and intelligence gathering rely on old school tactics. The job market remains stable due to the continued need for manual labor in industries that would otherwise be automated. Conclusion: a slower but more stable world. Without internet, the world is less connected, less automated, and less information driven. While it remains technologically advanced in many aspects, it is a slower moving society with stronger physical interactions, reliance on traditional institutions, and a more controlled flow of knowledge. Would you guys rather live in a world in this alternate timeline, or do you think the internet's impact is worth the trade offs? Yeah, let's do that next. Let's just add that to the story. How would King Henry the Eighth deal with that? Right? Isn't that what you said? King Henry the Eighth. Let me see. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, okay, perfect. Oops. How would King okay, we'll say this. If King Henry the Eighth was alive today, how would he deal with that? Boom. I like that, Wolf. Let's see where. Here we go. Okay, this is getting good. It's getting spicy. Grab my water while it's loading. Gosh, so right across from like where we are, there's a high speed track, right? Still on our property, but we have like a fire academy and a police academy and an EMT academy here. And the police academy has a high speed track, right? It's a mile and a quarter long, I think. And it's super wet, and they're just practicing right now. One of them just flew by. Are you guys ready for this? If King Henry were alive today in a world without the internet, he probably would thrive in ways both amusing and terrifying. Here's how he might handle it. Political power and control. Absolute monarchy 2.0. Without the internet, controlling information is much easier. Henry would relish the lack of social media as it prevents public outcry from spreading too fast. He could rule England with an iron fist and nobody would be able to tweet about it. No leaked scandals. His 6 marriages, political executions, and religious reforms would be much easier to keep under wraps. No tabloids, no viral hashtags, just good old-fashioned gossip controlled by royal messengers and town criers. Church and state. Since the internet never existed, the printing press would remain a dominant force. Henry would still likely create the Church of England, but without the speed of modern communication, the Catholic Church would take much longer to respond. Personal life and marriages. More wives, fewer problems. Divorce laws would be even stricter without modern legal developments, meaning he might double or triple his wife count because annulments would be harder to challenge in courts. No paparazzi, no problem. With no internet, tabloids wouldn't be able to mass produce scandals about his personal life. Instead of headlines like Henry VIII marries wife number 8, the news would take weeks or months to spread. Dating via royal matchmakers. No Tinder, no social media, just old school royal diplomacy to find new wives and political alliances. Economics and war. Yeah, right? Off with their head. Let's see. We'll add in the royal family part after this here. More taxation, less rebellion. Since he wouldn't have to deal with a modern, well-informed public, he could tax the people even more aggressively, keeping his extravagant lifestyle intact. Military expansion. He would likely expand the Royal Navy even further, taking advantage of the lack of globalized technology to secure British dominance over trade routes. Hey, Parveen! Printing press propaganda. Instead of tweets and online debates, Henry would control the media via government-backed newspapers, ensuring all news about him was flattering. Health and lifestyle. Still a glutton, but no online fat shaming. No internet means making fun of his weight or health problems. He can continue to feast without worrying about Photoshop. More traditional medicine, no modern treatments. His famous leg ulcers would still be treated like old school medical methods, leeches, poultices, and superstition, and he'd likely die just as miserable as before. Verdict: Henry VIII would love it. In a world without internet, King Henry VIII would have near total control over his kingdom, facing far fewer public challenges or accountability. His ego would remain unchecked, his marriages would still be a mess, and England would probably still be obsessed with his legacy continue centuries later. Would he still be a tyrant? Absolutely. But without online historians, it might take much longer for the world to call him out on it. What about with him and the UK royal family? Would he still exist? Let's see where this takes us. I'm just reading a little bit of it right now as it's loading. Oh, the royal family. They've gotten, well, not, I don't think, what's the one that's like over it? The Meghan Markle's husband. They're destroying her online right now with that, whatever that Netflix series is. I haven't watched it. I just see the headlines where they're just like talking all this crap on it. So are you guys ready for this? If King Henry VIII were alive today and interacting with the modern UK royal family, things would get wild. Especially if we assume he somehow exists within the current monarchy. Here's how it could play out. Scenario 1. Henry VIII as the modern king. If Henry VIII were reigning king of the UK today, the monarchy would be unrecognizably different. The royal family would be in constant chaos. Multiple marriages and royal drama. Henry's 6-wife streak would make modern royal divorces look tame. The tabloids, or whatever the equivalent would be in a world without the internet, would struggle to keep up. Prince William and Prince Harry? If Henry had been on the throne in the 20th century, the modern royals might not even exist. The entire line of succession would be different, since Henry's descendants would have shaped the monarchy differently. Meghan Markle versus Henry VIII? Henry would probably have zero patience for independent-minded royals. He famously executed people for disobedience, so Meghan, and maybe even Diana before her, would have been exiled or worse. He dismantled the modern royal traditions. The royal family as a political powerhouse again. Today, the British monarchy is a constitutional institution, meaning the king or queen doesn't rule without actual power. Henry would hate that. He tried to abolish parliament and make himself an absolute ruler again. No more prime ministers. Forget Rishi Sunak or whoever's in charge. Henry VIII would take personal control of foreign policy, taxes, and lawmaking. The UK might be a dictatorship under him. England might still be chaotic. If Henry had never broken from the Catholic Church, England might still be a Catholic nation today. The Church of England, which he created, might not exist in this timeline. If he had created it, modern royals like King Charles III or his alternate timeline equivalent would be much more religious, since the monarchy would still be deeply tied to religious power. 14 times the great uncle. Scenario 2. Henry VIII as a historical figure in a modern royal family. If history remained the same but Henry VIII were somehow still alive today, maybe as a very confused time traveler, things would get hilarious. Henry would hate the modern royals. He'd think King Charles is weak. Constitutional monarchy? Diplomacy? Nope. Henry would call Charles a soft leader and demand he seize power. See you, Connor. See you tonight at dinner time, buddy. Tell your mom I said hey. He'd be horrified by Prince Harry. Marrying for love? Leaving royal duties? Henry would have declared him as a traitor and possibly had him locked in the Tower of London. He'd think Kate Middleton is a good choice. She has proven heirs, stays quiet, and fulfills royal duties, exactly what Henry would want from a wife. He would be obsessed with modern medicine. Imagine Henry VIII discovering antibodies. His leg ulcers wouldn't kill him. He'd be baffled by modern diets and probably still insist on eating massive banquets. The idea of dental care would either terrify him or thrill him, considering the state of the 16th century dentistry. The monarchy would be very different. Henry would demand royal executions be reinstated, which would not go over well with the modern world. He'd probably try to divorce Camilla on behalf of Charles and set him up with someone better. Someone better, air quotes. If the UK still existed as a monarchy, Henry would insist on military expansion, meaning Britain might still have a vast empire instead of a commonwealth. Connor, I can't tell if you're talking trash or you're like actually genuinely caring, because there was someone. Was that you? I can't remember. There was someone that actually was during the live stream when I was talking about my mom. So you're kind of throwing me for a loop there, buddy. Oh. And I apologize if you're actually like genuinely care and not just talking trash, because we have been getting a lot of trolls lately. So my filter is up at like 1,000 right now. Oh, my bad, Connor. I really apologize. She's doing better. She has 2 hernias going on right now. Still having heart issues. I really, really apologize, Connor. Please forgive my my sassiness. So she has 2 hernias going on, and her heart's still leaking really bad. So they're trying to figure out when they can go in and actually fix her heart first before they can fix the hernias. So they're trying to figure out the logistics of that. They were saying that an anesthesiologist wouldn't put her under for her the hernias first until they deal with the heart issue, because her heart would just totally drop out if that was the case. So they're trying to deal with the heart first and then deal with the hernias. So this will be her 5th heart surgery. Yeah, so she's had 3 open heart surgeries. The last one, they were just able to go in, what do you call that when they, arthroscopic, I think? Something like that, yeah. And so this one, they don't know if there'll be open heart surgery or not. But then, so yeah, give it a few, maybe months or so. I'm gonna, you know what? Just so I can remember, just to make it a little easier on myself in my memory. Sorry, guys, it's been a heck of a day. Been going hard filling bottles. Good to see you too, Clint. Thanks, Connor. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll make a note. Make a note here in a bit, or a video in the future. You know, giving all y'all an update. Where were we on this here? If the UK still existed as a monarchy, Henry would insist on military expansion, meaning Britain might still have a vast empire instead of a commonwealth. Conclusion: would Henry VIII still exist? If history followed the same path, Henry VIII wouldn't exist today. His bloodline didn't continue, and the modern royals descended from a different branch of family. However, if he somehow were alive in today's world, he would absolutely try to overthrow the government, marry multiple women, and bring back royal executions. Final verdict: he'd either be king or in jail. No in between. Oh yeah, Wolf, I made you a moderator. You and Connor are both moderators now on the channel. But if anyone asks, we're full of moderators, right? We don't have room for any more. This is turning into like the Wu-Tang Clan, where everyone's just a part of the Wu-Tang. So what do you guys think now? Where should it go? What does it mean to be a moderator? Basically, if you see anyone talking trash, you can delete their comments and stuff like that. You have the ability to put people in timeout. Godzilla? Should Godzilla be in the same timeline? Let's just, all I'm gonna say to the only prompt I'm gonna give it is say add Godzilla to the chat. Add Godzilla into the mix. This should be spicy. So It's still keeping on with King Henry VIII and the UK royal family, right? But then suddenly Godzilla appears. See you, Connor. Yeah, I might go live again later today. I appreciate you stopping by. Hope you have a fantastic day. So scenario 1, King Henry VIII versus Godzilla. If Henry VIII were in power today and Godzilla arrived in the UK, here's how he'd handle it. Henry thinks he's chosen by God to defeat Godzilla. Henry believed in divine right that put God him on the throne, so when a giant lizard starts wrecking London, Henry doesn't panic. He assumes this is a test of his rule. He declares Godzilla a demon, possibly an agent of the Pope, trying to punish him for breaking from the Catholic Church. Orders a massive jousting tournament to train knights for battle against the monster, which would obviously be useless. Okay, get this one. He tries to marry Godzilla, metaphorically. If brute force doesn't work, Henry might try to make an alliance with Godzilla. He'd consider it a foreign power and offer one of his wives or daughters, if he had one in his timeline, in a symbolic marriage to keep it from destroying the kingdom. If Godzilla rejects the offer, he'd see it as an insult to the crown and go to war. He declares war on Godzilla. Henry, obsessed with military expansion, orders the Royal Navy to attack Godzilla. He would personally lead the army, despite not being in the best shape for combat. Cannons, longbows, and pikes are brought out, none of which work against Godzilla. Parliament begs him to stand down, but he refuses. London is destroyed, and Henry still thinks he's winning. Godzilla rampages through the city, destroying Westminster Abbey and the Tower of London. Henry is furious and orders more ships built, declaring that England will fight to the last man. He probably blames France for summoning Godzilla and starts planning a counterattack against them as well. Henry tries to make himself immortal. As Godzilla continues its destruction, Henry realizes he might actually die. This leads to wild experiments with alchemy, searching for an immortality potion. He orders statues of himself. He orders statues of himself built everywhere in case London is completely wiped out. The monarchy ends in spectacular fashion. Best case scenario, modern military forces, assuming Henry didn't disband them, manages to drive Godzilla away while Henry takes credit. Worst case scenario, Godzilla stomps Henry's palace, and his rule ends with a very dramatic Shakespearean speech about how he was the greatest king ever. Scenario 2, Henry VIII as a time traveler versus Godzilla. If Henry VIII were plucked... it looks like just you for right now. If Henry VIII were plucked from history and dropped into modern England, facing both the UK royal family and Godzilla, his reactions would be legendary. Sees King Charles III and thinks he's a peasant. Henry immediately tries to take over, calls Charles too old and boring to be king, demands Prince William prove his worth in a duel, meets the prime minister and doesn't understand democracy. What do you mean the king doesn't rule everything? Tries to abolish parliament on the spot. Sees Godzilla on the news and thinks it's fake. A massive lizard? This is sorcery. Tries to have the BBC burned down for spreading lies. Sees Godzilla in person and panics. After actually witnessing Big G wrecking London, Henry finally believes it's real. Declares Godzilla an abomination and orders an exorcism. When that fails, he orders the royal guard to charge with spears. He tries to negotiate with Godzilla. Henry assumes everything can be solved with marriage or execution. Offers Scotland as a gift to Godzilla. If that fails, he challenges Godzilla to single combat. Gets eaten by Godzilla. Most likely outcome. Henry stands his ground, convinced that he cannot die. Godzilla proves him wrong in seconds. His final words, "A king does not fear beasts," and chomp. Final verdict, who wins? Henry VIII. Bold, reckless, and completely out of his depth. He would try to fight or negotiate with Godzilla using the most ridiculous tactics imaginable. Godzilla. A nuclear-powered monster that doesn't care about medieval politics, winner by default. Modern UK government would probably ignore Henry, focus on evacuations, and let military forces handle it, while Henry yells about honor and glory. Ultimate conclusion, Henry VIII would either die heroically, get eaten immediately, or somehow convince himself he won even as London crumbles around him. Godzilla wouldn't care. Would Henry go down as a legend? Absolutely. Would he accomplish anything? Not a chance. So you want me to add myself into the into the story, the timeline here. I don't really know what I would contribute to. Hey Jim, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We're just creating alternate timelines here, and we started out with if the internet didn't exist today, and then it dove into how Henry VIII would deal with it, and then the royal family, how they would deal with him still being alive today, and then Godzilla just entered the chat. So if you guys have any suggestions on where this timeline should go next, by all means, please comment down below. And I will say that the storyline will keep it with Henry VIII, the royal family, and Godzilla. I've never heard of that before. What's that on? What's it about? The Has Been Hotel? Another alternate timeline? The Has Been Hotel is an American adult animated musical comedy series created by blah, 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 blah. The series revolves around Charlie Morningstar, Princess of Hell, on request to find a way for sinners to be rehabilitated and allowed into heaven via her Has Been Hotel, as an alternate to heaven's annual extermination of souls due to hell's overpopulation. You want an alternate timeline in an alternate timeline? All right, yeah. Let's hear it, Wolf. Just as excellent as the front. So, how are we adding? How should we add that into the stream here, or into the timeline? How do you think? We'll just say those exact words: heaven versus hell. Question mark? Let's see what it says here. This should be interesting. So this is saying heaven versus hell, the ultimate battle. If heaven and hell decided to go to war, it would be the most epic cosmic showdown in history. Let's break it down on how it could go. The battlefield. The war could take place in the skies above Earth, a separate divine realm, or across multiple dimensions. Earth might be caught in the crossfire, leading to global chaos. Time itself could be affected, with battles happening across past, present, and future simultaneously. The forces of heaven. Leadership. God, if involved directly. Omnipotent, and could technically end the war instantly. Archangel Michael, heaven's top warrior, wielder of the flaming sword. Archangel Gabriel, the messenger but likely leading divine strategy. The Serpentine and Cherubim, high-ranking celestial beings with immense power. Heaven's army. Angelic legions, pure light-based warriors immune to normal weapons. Divine constructs, massive golden war machines powered by holy energy. Saints and holy warriors. Legendary figures like Joan of Arc, King David, and spiritual heroes throughout history. Weapons and abilities. Flaming swords and spears of light can cut through any darkness. Divine shields block demonic magic. Healing auroras can resurrect fallen warriors. Reality manipulation. Heaven could rewrite parts of existence to give itself an advantage. And now we're on to the forces of hell. Leadership. There's Lucifer, once the most powerful angel, now the ruler of hell. Beelzebub, the Lord of Flies, second in command. Leviathan, a massive destructive demon from the abyss. The seven princes of hell, each ruling over a deadly sin. Hell's army, legions of demons, numbering in the billions, ranging from lesser imps to massive Balrog-like creatures. The damned, Souls of history's worst individuals turning into nightmare soldiers, hellhounds and beasts of the pit, monstrous war creatures that rip through reality itself. Weapons and abilities: infernal blades and chains, infused with corruption causing eternal suffering, dark sorcery, can warp space, summon plagues, and shatter holy protections. Possession and corruption can turn heaven's warriors against them. Demonic fire burns even souls, leaving no chance for redemption. So this is now we're getting to how the battle plays out. The war begins. Heaven invades the gates of hell, launching an all-out assault. Heaven responds with blinding light, raining holy fire down on the underworld. Earth may become a proxy battlefield with angels and demons appearing in human civilization. Epic duels. Michael versus Lucifer, the ultimate rematch. Gabriel versus Beelzebub, the messenger versus the corrupter. Saints versus the seven princes of hell. Legendary warriors fighting demonic overlords. Hell gains ground. Demonic corruption starts spreading, turning some angels to the dark side. The damned are endless, while angels are finite. Hell's forces start pushing into heaven's golden cities. The turning point. God directly intervenes, maybe, parentheses, and wipes out half of Hell's army in an instant. Archangels unlock their full celestial power, overwhelming the demonic hordes. The forces of Hell begin retreating as reality itself turns against them. The final clash. Lucifer makes one last desperate stand. Heaven counters with a divine cataclysm that reshapes existence itself. Hell is sealed away forever or annihilated. Who wins? Sorry, my allergies are getting all jacked up. If God intervenes, heaven wins instantly. If it's just heaven versus hell without direct divine intervention, a brutal war, but heaven likely wins due to superior purity, order, and divine weaponry. If hell gets an unexpected advantage, e.g., a surprise betrayal or hidden power, it could drag on for eternity, resulting in a never-ending cosmic war. Final verdict: heaven wins in most cases, but if hell ever manages to break the balance of power, it could end in total destruction for both sides, leaving only chaos behind. So then let's ask it, which side gets Godzilla? To fight with them. Godzilla just enters the chat, right? Like, who's getting Godzilla? Okay, this is getting good. Which side gets Godzilla, heaven or hell? Godzilla is a force of nature, neither inherently good nor evil. But if heaven and hell went to war, one side would definitely try to recruit him, or at least influence him. Let's break it down. Scenario 1. If heaven manages to recruit Godzilla, it's game over for hell. How heaven wins him over. Nature's defender. In many stories, Godzilla protects the balance of nature. Heaven could convince him that hell is corrupting the world, throwing off the natural order. Purity versus corruption. If hell spreads pollution and destruction, Godzilla might view demons as parasites that must be eliminated. Angelic upgrade. Imagine Michael blessing Godzilla with celestial power. Now you've got a golden, holy Godzilla breathing divine flames that purify all evil. What holy Godzilla looks like. Covered in shining golden scales, eyes glowing with pure divine energy, breathes holy atomic fire that banishes demons instead of just burning them, possibly has angelic wings, because why not? Impact on the battle. Godzilla obliterates Hell's armies in a matter of hours. The gates of Hell itself could be sealed by his divine roar. Lucifer realizes he messed up badly and tries to run. Scenario 2. Godzilla joins Hell. If Hell gets Godzilla, it's an extinction level event for heaven. How Hell corrupts him. Radioactive mutation via infernal energy. Hell could infuse Godzilla with pure demonic power, warping him into a chaos-driven kaiju? I'm not sure how you say that word. Anger and rage. Godzilla has always been wrathful when humanity threatens balance. If Hell convinces him that heaven is the true oppressor, he might flip sides. Demonic upgrade. Imagine Lucifer personally cursing Godzilla, turning him into a monster beyond our reckoning. What Hell Godzilla looks like. Blackened, cracked scales leaking molten lava, eyes burning with unholy fire, spiked skeletal wings or massive demonic horns, atomic breath that summons storms of hellfire, can raise undead kaiju to fight alongside him. Impact on the battle. Godzilla rampages through heaven, tearing down golden cities. Angel armies are incinerated by his hellfire breath. Michael versus demonic Godzilla becomes the most legendary fight of all existence. Godzilla smashes heaven's gates open, leading Lucifer's armies inside. Scenario 3. Godzilla stays neutral. Godzilla might ignore both sides because he only cares about Earth. If the war threatens the planet, he might start attacking both heaven and hell to force them to leave. If either side gets too powerful, Godzilla steps in as the ultimate balance enforcer. Final verdict: who gets Godzilla? If heaven convinces him that hell is unnatural, he becomes Holy Godzilla and wipes out demons. If hell mutates him with infernal energy, he becomes demonic Godzilla and obliterates heaven. If he chooses no sides, he fights both, forcing a truce. Best outcome for humanity? Pray that Godzilla stays neutral, because if he picks sides, Earth might not survive the war at all. Oh, that's great. Anything else for the last 14 minutes of the stream here? Oh. Heaven and Hell, this makes me think of the Black Sabbath song called Heaven and Hell. I can almost hear Ozzy Osbourne. Is that an Ozzy Osbourne song? Yeah, that's a Black Sabbath song. I can hear him saying, Heaven and Hell. I'm pretty sure. Let's see, let's pop it into the old Apple Music. Yeah, that's a Black Sabbath song. It's also a Kanye West song. Interesting. Okay, and it's also a band. This 90s singer has gone viral. What? In Vogue singer says she's been living in her car for years. What the heck? Dawn Robinson, one of the founding members of R&B group In Vogue, revealed that she's been living in her car for the past 3 years. A lot of celebrities have slept in their cars, Robinson said in a video uploaded to her official YouTube account on Tuesday. A lot of people, not just sleeping, but lived in their cars. Filming from her car, Robinson said in 2020 she was living with her parents in Las Vegas, calling it wonderful until it wasn't. She said her mom became angry and was taking it out on her. Robinson moved into her car for about a month before her former manager encouraged her to move to LA. She said he paid for her to live in a hotel for 8 months, but when she started doing research about people living in their cars and RVs, she decided to live in her car full time. This is not like, oh my God, poor Dawn, Robinson said. She's living in her car and it's terrible, and oh, woe is me. It's not that. While she admitted that she would choose to live in an apartment if she could, she added she's been glad for the time spent in her car. She said she's been learning about herself and calling living in her car an adventure and a journey. I'm glad I made this choice because I needed to go through this fire, she said. She said she's been documenting the last few years and believes more people will start living off-grid. She said she has a gym membership and that's where she showers. Robinson joined In Vogue in 1989, and 10 years later she joined the group Lucy Pearl and then went solo. In 2005 and 2009, she and In Vogue's 3 other original members reunited, but Robinson is no longer with the group. Over the years, In Vogue has sold 20 million records worldwide and has been nominated for 7 Grammys, including their songs Don't Let Go and Free Your Mind. Billboard has ranked the group the third most successful female R&B group in the past 25 years. Robinson said that when her career has a resurgence, it will be amazing. And she added she visualizes a day where her experiences are turned into a documentary. I miss my family, but I'm proud of me, she said. Interesting. I've honestly never heard of In Vogue before. Well, hey, as long as you're happy, you know. Nothing wrong with that. Well, where's the story taking us now? We got 10 minutes left here on the chat, on the live stream. Then we got to go back to bottle filling. Oh. But I might pop over to Clint's stream too and say what's up. Actually, I could probably just do that on my iPad. Heaven and hell. Burn, down, down. Burn, down, 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 down. Burn, burn. So. Right. Yeah. Hey, Christy. Good to see you again. How's everything going? You got any suggestions on this timeline where it could go? How the world would be without internet? How would let's see what happened to OF models. What would happen to only... You got a new car? What kind of car did you get? But it's a truck. What kind of truck did you get? Please tell me it's not a Ford, the Ford Maverick. All right, this is getting interesting. I just added to saying, what would happen to OnlyFans models? What would OnlyFans models do if there was no internet? If the internet never existed, OnlyFans models or any kind of online content creators wouldn't have a platform to operate on. So what would they do instead? The return of classic pinup and print modeling. Without OF, models would rely on magazines, posters, and physical prints to sell their content. Playboy, Maxim, Sports Illustrated, and similar publications would still be the primary way models gain recognition. Mail order services might become popular, where fans subscribe to receive exclusive photos or videos via physical mail. Number 2, strip clubs and burlesque revivals. Many models might turn to in-person entertainment like strip clubs, burlesque shows, or cabaret performances. The adult industry would remain highly localized, with individual cities and regions having their own scene instead of globalized content. Telephone and fax-based services. Oh, that just made me laugh. Without an internet-based OnlyFans, some models could shift into premium phone lines, think hotlines of the 90s, where fans call in for exclusive content. Fax-based subscription services could exist, where people receive risque photos via fax machines. Which sounds hilariously inefficient, but totally possible. Underground DVD/VHS subscription services. Some creators might sell their content through exclusive membership clubs, mailing out DVDs or VHS tapes instead of uploading their videos. Adult video stores would still be massively popular, with a direct-to-consumer approach for models selling their own tapes. Exclusive private clubs. High-end models might cater to exclusive clientele through private membership-based clubs. Instead of an online paywall, there could be physical lounges, photography studios, or live private shows for paying customers. Modeling agencies control everything. Without online platforms for independent creators, the power shifts back to major modeling agencies and publishing companies. Models wouldn't have the ability to market themselves directly, making them reliant on middlemen, agents, and photographers. The rise of mail-order fan clubs. Models might offer printed calendars, photo albums, and merchandise that fans can buy through mail-order catalogs. Personal letters or signed Polaroids could become a premium offering for dedicated followers. Would they still make money? Yes, but not nearly as much as independently. Without the internet, self-promotion is much harder, meaning models would depend on magazines, agencies, and in-person work to make a living. Final verdict, more work, less freedom. OnlyFans models would still exist, but their careers would be much more exclusive, location-based, and controlled by gatekeepers like modeling agencies, photographers, and publishers. Instead of instant worldwide access, their content would be limited to physical media, local clubs, and subscription services. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. That's crazy to think about. Like, I wonder, honestly, you guys, like how much longer this whole like OnlyFans things is still gonna go before it gets like shut down, or I mean, I don't think people are gonna be over it, right? Like they're making so much money, and these dudes are spending so much money on these models, and it's just mind blowing. And like I want to know what these do. I mean, it's guys, right? Like I have to imagine it's guys, mostly guys that are spending all this money, right? No, oh no, my battery pack died. That's okay. We'll just have to give it a little charge. Like I want to know what these guys do for work that allows them to spend so much money on these models just to watch their content. Like it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's see here. Charger. So my heated jacket, this is the battery pack for the heated jacket. And it's super nice. It's super lightweight. And honestly, what can I... It kind of weighs as much as my GoPro, to be totally honest with you guys. And on the highest setting, it lasts like about 4 hours. So it makes sense why it's out of battery here now at almost 2 p.m. my time. But I'm just waiting for this other GoPro battery to finish charging, and then I'll plug this baby in. It's so cold here, guys. You have no idea. we're really coastal. From where I'm sitting right now, it's probably like 10 miles from the beach as far as like the crow flies, right? And so earlier it poured, like right before I went live, like around like 12:45 my time. And it just absolutely started dumping. And then that all turned into hail. And that's pretty rare for us. Like that just, I'm trying to use that to show you guys just how cold it is. But what a great timeline we created today. That was a fun one. Especially with King Henry VIII and Godzilla and the royal family, and then going against heaven and hell. That was a fun one. I'll make a community tab or a community post once I get off this, and just for suggestions on what the next one should be. I'll definitely be going live tomorrow around the same time, 1 p.m. My time. So like whatever your time is, just an hour ago. And if by tonight, if we get enough participation on the tab of like suggestions, I'll schedule a live stream for tomorrow. If you guys are cool with that. Hey Cece, how's it going? I remember you were on you've been on the stream before, right? And you've also been on Clint's stream, right? Thank you. We're actually just coming to an end here. We got another like 2 minutes left to go. Today was a fun one. But yeah, if you want to add to the community tab or the post that I'll make here in a sec on what you think the next alternate timeline should be, that'd be super cool. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. Today was a good one. It was the world without internet. And then how King Henry VIII would act in this lifetime, in this timeline. And then how he would work with the royal family. And then Godzilla enters the chat. And then we did Heaven vs. Hell, who would win. And then who would get Godzilla in that timeline too. So it was a good one. It was a nice and spicy one. I really enjoyed it. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me during my lunch break. That was super cool of you guys. You know, we only have oh no, that's so weird. I wonder why. Cause yeah, I'm sitting right by the microphone, and there isn't a hey Frost. Good to see you. Doing good. I wonder why. Yeah, I have full bars of cell service, and let's try something really quick before I hop off. I do photography. Oh, it's okay. I was gonna say I've been thinking, you guys, for my photography business, I have these DJI mics, so I've been thinking about like all the product review videos I film. I've been using these mics, and so I was thinking about adding that to the lineup here. You know, just holding a mic right by my face, right? But these mics work really well. This is the first one. The first one that just came out. I think everyone just came over right now from Clint's stream. But okay, good to know that it's not anything I'm doing, because sometimes the stream gets super super laggy. Like Verizon isn't too good out here. But I was like, gosh, I have four bars. Boy. There's also a shooting. I don't know if you guys hear those gunshots or not, but nice. How was your hike? How far did you go? And you can tell, if I can't remember, Frost, if you live in America or if you live in not America. But you can say your distance in kilometers too, because I understand kilometers. Thanks to all my running. Heaven and hell. Now I have the Black Sabbath song stuck in my head. 25 minutes hike, nice. That's still good. It's good to get outside, get that vitamin D straight from the source, from the vitamin G-O-D. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, 53 right now. We got some rain coming in like 35 minutes. We have a special weather statement. Okay, let's see what that says. Severity, moderate, possible threat to life or property. Expect small scattered, small, fast-moving showers to move across the region today. A few thunderstorms. Yeah, the air is super good out right now. It's super clean and like fresh smelling. A few thunderstorms might be possible. The rain will not last long, but at least at one location. But rainfall amounts will be locally heavy. Minor flooding, mudslides, rock slides, and debris flows may occur with most intense activity, especially in and around burn scars. Small hail will be possible. Oh, see? We did hear the hail. In addition, a few more intense showers and thunderstorms could produce funnel clouds. While tornadoes are not immediately likely, the atmospheric conditions are favorable for storm rotation and perhaps a couple of small, brief, and weak tornadoes. What? That's wild. If a storm approaches your location, or you sense the winds are picking up, or if you see a tornado, take shelter indoors in the interior part of the lowest floor. Not gonna lie, guys. Where I am, if I see a tornado happening, I'm definitely busting out my camera and filming that. I'm filming it. I'm not getting shelter. But this is within the next hour. Okay, let's freaking rock and roll, you guys. Let's see it. No, Frost. I'm in drought-stricken California, right? So we don't really get rain that much. All of our rain usually happens like between March and April, right? Like April showers bring Mayflowers. Yeah, we don't really have much rain. Over the last few years, though, we did pull out of our drought conditions because it rained so much. But yeah, we've gotten an inch in the last 24 hours, and we're expecting a half an inch in the next 24 hours. I got a beard hair in my mouth. That's crazy. Yeah, and it's supposed to rain 85% chance of rain tomorrow. And it's going to rain all day. Oof, brutal. And yeah, for the next 3 hours, we got, hey, Hardy. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the stream here. We're going to stay on live until we get one more like, so we're at 10. Because right now we're at 9. But if there's anything you guys want to chat about, by all means, add it in the chat here. So yeah, for the next 3 hours, we're supposed to get just heavy winds. So that should be interesting. Frost, where are you watching from? That you're gonna get the storm. Like, is our storm coming your way? I would assume maybe. I like looking at the Doppler radar. Yeah, our storm is just coming right across America. Next hour forecast. I wish. Did you? Oh, you're watching from Canada. Nice. Wow. So there is a huge storm coming out. No, CC, you didn't end it. Nope. I appreciate you hitting the thumbs up button. Hey, as long as you guys are still watching and still active in the chat, we'll stay live. But I used to use this weather app called Dark Sky, and it was super good. It was awesome, but then Apple bought it. And ever since Apple, in my opinion, anytime Apple buys an app that they think is threatening to their infrastructure, like add it to theirs, they absolutely ruin it and they tank it, It's kind of annoying. And that's what happened to Dark Sky. You can see just like remnants of Dark Sky here in this. What's up?
You have any past devices? Just regular to make noise?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Here, take this one.
I'm sorry?
Here, this one, it has a key on it.
Okay.
So when you want to turn it off, just...
Throw the key?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you need any more, just let me know. I got a radio.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you know. Thanks,
Cool.
man.
You're welcome. Sorry, they were calling. I think they were trying to get a hold of me on the radio, but you do live streams almost every day and just stream in the woods. Oh, that's awesome. I remember you were talking about if I go to your channel, Frost, that will kill my stream. Frost, I remember you talking about how Frost 8151. In Clint's stream, you were talking about how you do that kind of stuff. That's awesome. How do I find you? What's your actual name? Your channel name? Yeah, I put in. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't see the one. Gosh, I'm so silly. Sorry. There we go. Sometimes my reading comprehension isn't the best. Yeah, I remember you talking about that in Clint's chat about your bushcraft and stuff like that. That's awesome. This. Oh, hold on a second. The radio's calling me. Yeah, go for Max. Hold on a second. Let me step outside the container. You broke up. Go ahead.
It's operational.
As far as I know, it should be operational.
Alright, well, with holding key, it's not working. Press it, but it's not working. I'll be right over.
Copy that. We used to offer a class like that here. It was like a wilderness survival class where you could learn wilderness first aid, and stuff like that. That's cool. I just subscribed, so I'm stoked to see what you got going on. Just as a rule of thumb, though, I don't really like subscribing to people that are younger, but I do know you're cool because of with the Clint stream and stuff.
Do they need batteries?
Yeah, there should be. It felt like it had batteries in it.
Is there another one? Or?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I'm trying to find more batteries for you too. Gosh, we haven't had double A batteries in quite a while because we haven't been using.
Oh, I have double A over there.
Oh, you do?
In the tech lab.
Oh, sweet.
You need a little screwdriver, huh?
Yeah. Do you want have one or do you need
I
one?
need one.
Perfect.
Wait, let me take that one too.
Do you need one with a key?
Well, we got the other key. I just want to make sure if that one's broken and it has a key, I'll just put the key on there with new batteries.
Okay. If not, I can easily get you a few pass devices.
Well, that's what I'm asking for. Pass devices.
Yeah, how many do you want then?
Well, are they working? I just need working pass devices.
So we took those all out of the packs.
Yeah.
And just took the batteries out of them. So they should work, but that one should work too.
But you're telling me you can give me some working pass devices.
That one should, yeah, I got a box full of them. I just need a number.
Well, I just don't know.
All this stuff hasn't been used in like 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one did work. So
So we don't know if this has batteries, and then you're pretty sure these work.
yeah, none of them have batteries though.
Okay.
Golly, okay. You're driving right now. You're on listening only mode. I get that. That's how I listen to Clint stream a lot too. Nice. 85 subscribers fast. That's awesome. Getting a lot of views on your stream. That's super cool. I wonder if, how cool would it be if Tank and Cass got like a dog harness, right? That then he could put the phone on one of the dogs, right, and get it from the dog's point of view. I think that'd be pretty neat. Okay, we can put this away. Oh, nice. That's super cool. There's this homesteader. His name's Nate Petrowski, I think is how you say his last name. But his channel is Narrowway Homestead. Oh, sorry. Narrowway Homestead. And he used to live stream, but this was on Twitch, I believe. He would live stream and he put a phone on his lawnmower, like riding lawnmower, and it would just cruise around. Hey fam gaming, welcome to the stream. And he would just cruise around with the lawnmower. Oh gosh, my iPad's gonna die soon. It's not really charging. We're just chilling over here, just hanging out. We got about, I don't know, until they need bottles again, I guess we'll just chill. But my iPad is just absolutely dying. We might have to get off here, gang. It's the battery life is not doing so hot all of a sudden. Do I remember you? To be honest, I'm sorry, I don't fully remember you, if I'm being just completely honest with you. I remember Rick's gaming. Yeah, why, Frost, why haven't they gone live so often lately? Oh, he's been sick, right? I think I tuned into his channel and saw that message. He's like, oh, I've been really sick. You want to see oh, you're the one that, were you the one that wanted to make a edit? Or were you the one earlier asking about what car I drove? Let me see. Oh, that person's name is Kohler. We had a while ago, someone asked what my favorite car was, and they're like, they said they were gonna make an edit, and I was like, well, can you make an edit of a Ford Ranger? Gosh, work just gets in the way. It'd be cool if all of our channels could just be monetized. And then we could just make YouTube videos for work, right? We wouldn't have to be here. You want to see my whip? It is a beautiful. Today's whip of choice is a 2012 Hyundai Elantra Touring Edition. It's got that hatchback, or it's a wagon. It's incredible. Absolutely love this car. My little sister is pregnant, and my parents bought her that car back in the day. It was brand new back in 2012, and her husband decided to buy them a 4Runner for the baby, right? And so my sister asked, like, "Do you guys want this car back?" And my parents were like, "Well, I guess, yeah." Who's gonna drive it? And I'm just like, I will drive it, because I have a 2008 Jeep Wrangler on 35-inch tires, all rear geared and everything, basically rebuilt for the off road, right? And that thing is not fuel efficient at all. I can literally watch the gas gauge just go down as I'm driving it, right? So I've been driving that car around a lot, and I also have a dirt bike, dual sport dirt bike. That yeah, you watch on PC, nice. How did the edit go? Hopefully the edit came out cool. But I also have a dual sport dirt bike that I can ride here, but it's like I was saying, the weather's just been so crappy that it has not been motorcycle riding. Nice, you have 2 dirt bikes and a quad. That's super cool. I mean, I want to get my girlfriend on a quad. I think she'd really enjoy it, and then I'd have someone I could go out riding with, right? But I really miss having a dirt bike that's not plated, so you can, like, I really liked riding in the dunes. I live by some pretty gnarly sand dunes, and so the dirt bike with a paddle tire would be awesome. Riding quads out there is super fun too, as long as you have a paddle tires, I should say. You have a Tesla quad? Is that the Cyber quad? Weren't those supposed to come out too with the Cybertruck, or like alongside of them? There's a. Is it the Stark? Is that the brand? Stark makes some really cool electric dirt bikes, and the and the Seaboys actually take the motors off of those and put them in like quads, just anything that they need a electric motor. They just pull the Stark motors out, and that's awesome. I would love to have one of those. You and your cousin go riding in the woods. Oh, I bet that's super fun. We have woods here technically, right? But not probably like what you're thinking of. And you're absolutely not allowed to ride out there. You would get in so much trouble. And that's kind of why I wanted to get a plated dirt bike, because then you can go ride anywhere. That's like, you see the signs that say like, oh, street legal vehicles only beyond this point. But then if you have a plated dirt bike, you get away with it. It's kind of a loophole. Yeah, electric dirt bike. They can do like 60 or 70 miles an hour, and my iPad died. My iPad's dead. I can't even look it up online. And I forget what the range is of them. At least like 100 miles, I think. And, some of my friends are like, oh, that's it? Only 100 miles? And I rode, the last time I went riding out on the trails, we only did like 20 miles the entire weekend, right? So it's funny that some people talk crap about the range on those things, but then when you break it down, it's like you're not really going as far as you think you're going. And people crack me up like that. Yeah, I honestly, Frost, I don't remember if them coming out, like fully coming out or not. I remember they talked about it during the Cybertruck announcement, or the keynote. I don't even know if you can call it a keynote or not. But yeah, Elon brought it out and was like, oh yeah, we're going to have the Cybertruck too. And that's when they just showed the part of the bed where the bed cover would go up, right? I don't know, they look like Cybertrucks, but quad versions, right? So very interesting. I don't know if I would want to ride one. Too many pointy points on there that you think if you fell off, you would get caught up on. You know what I'm saying? Isn't it too much constant torque? I thought the reason for having a single cylinder is because too much power would make the tire spin endlessly. Endlessly. That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I would think there has to be some kind of regulator on those, right? Where it wouldn't just be like 0 to a million, just like bam, 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 bam. See you, Frost. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you have an awesome day as well. Good luck on your hut building. I know with electric vehicles, they have power instant, like the instant torque, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be gnarly. I've never ridden one, right? I've never even driven an electric vehicle, so I can't tell you any personal experiences about that kind of stuff. But I'd like to try a Stark bike out. They're they're less than 10 grand, I believe. But again, it's spending that much money, I'd like to try it out first before I commit to spending something like that, you know? Gosh, it is so cold. Well, everyone, we've hit 82 minutes. So I think I'm going to hop off as well, get back to work here, and keep on keeping on. But yeah, as always, guys, I'm going to, after I end this, I'll make a little community post for you guys to insert your suggestions for the next alternate timelines. So if you guys could give me some suggestions on that, that'd be super cool. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live. I upload a video every single day at 12 p.m. Oh, sorry, I'm burping like crazy. 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm on 130 days of vlogging. That's pretty cool. That's absolutely beat my record. My record before that was only 14 days in a row, and now I'm at 130. So we're shooting for 365. But yeah, as always, guys, please do something every single day to make yourselves better than you were yesterday. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.